Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ace. That is McMillian, and today is episode 84. If I'm not mistaken, that's that right, McMillian? Yes, it is episode 84. What today, everybody? We got our winter 2024, not winter, it is spring 2024
Yep.
first impressions. We've been off for 2 weeks and messing up everything. But nonetheless, everybody, if you'd like to join me, my friend McMillian, as we discuss all things anime, sometimes manga, then please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you can join the council. Ladies and gentlemen, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. All right, everybody, thank you all for joining us for another week. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. How you doing, McMillian?
I'm doing great, my friend. How about you?
Doing good. All right, so I guess go ahead and get some housekeeping out the way, everybody. So council announcements, and we're gonna start it off with a little update here. Apologize, for the I guess disappearing act, if you will. I was in the middle of moving this weekend, as this past week, so I had to get everything in situated. But we're back up and running now.
Mm-hmm.
We're gotta keep the grind going. So as always, everybody, like I just said, council announcements. And to keep council announcements going, you will want to continue with that, McMillian?
Yep. So just as always, for council announcements, we start with the agenda for today. So we'll be doing our spring anime season first looks. That includes Kaiju number 8, Mushoku Sensei, season 2, second half. Then we'll be taking a short break, going into anime news, giving you guys the latest news from this past week or so, and then finishing up our first looks with Go Loser Ranger and Windbreaker, and then wrapping up the episode with good recommendation as always.
Yep.
And then just to further continue for council announcements, just a reminder: our last episode released was our Solo Leveling first season review. So if you have not seen that, go ahead and check that out. And for all the One Piece fans out there, I believe Ace is working on.
Yes, well, so it would have been the 1101 review, but we're gonna push that back and we're gonna double up, just like as how we always do when we miss week, everybody. So we're gonna double up on 1101 and 1102 this coming week. So be on the lookout for that.
All right, yep, you heard it here first, guys. So yeah, I look forward to that, and we'll get into the episode.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it, everybody. Our winter 2024 first impressions, and we're gonna start it off with one of the highly acclaimed and highly anticipated shows for this season, Kaiju No. 8, everybody. McMillian has been singing this manga and show praises ever since the anime adaptation got announced, right? He just been singing nothing but praises for it, everybody. So, as the fellow co-host here, we had to go do our due diligence, and we got to see if McMillian is talking shit or not, everybody. All right. And I'm happy to report back that he might be on to something here. Him and the mangaka might be on to something here.
There we go. What I like to hear.
So what? Let me ask you this. So, as a margarita of Kaiju No. 8, how has the premiere been for you? Is it everything have you hoped for? Did it live up to your expectations? Talk to us.
So, just to remind people, you said I was singing its praises. I was telling people to, this is one to watch. One thing I did not like early on, from like when they first showed off some of the trailer stuff, I felt like the character designs were lacking. Because if you take a look at the manga, the art is really good. It's very impressive. And then when I watched like the trailer stuff, I'm like, Kafka looks a little bit off. I don't know why he looked like that. I look at other characters in freeze frames. It even happened in like the second episode where I was like, the girl Shinomiya shows up, and I'm like, you also look a bit off from how you look in the manga. And I was a little bit upset about that. And that's probably my one nitpick with the show. Yeah, but everything else is great. If they sacrifice the character designs just slightly, because they're slightly off, it's not like by a lot, but they're slightly off. If they sacrifice that to make sure that the kaiju scenes and the action was as tight as it looks, then I'm fine with that. Because the action looks very impressive. I've liked what I've seen so far, and the show is keeping up a good pace, I think, in terms of adaptation. So like the first episode was legitimately like the first chapter, which I was kind of impressed with because I was like, at most episodes are like damn near like 1 to 3 chapters long. And the first episode was like the entire first chapter. Bleeding into a little bit of the second one of the second chapter by the end, and then second episode was like chapter majority of chapter 2, a little bit of chapter 3. So they're basically going like either a chapter's pace or 2 chapters pace an episode, which I think is
Okay.
pretty good. Um, as far as like adaptation wise, but it's very strong. It's very strong in
Okay.
my opinion.
So overall, you think the animation it has good quality for the animation and everything. It's just
Hmm.
a little bit lacking on the character design though.
Yeah, that would probably be the only thing I say is lacking. Is that
Okay. Okay. I feel you on that. But before we get too deep into it, so Kaiju number 8 is actually a first for another thing. So it's actually one of the very first animes that's, live streaming during
on
as
social
well
media?
as simulcasting on social media as well. What do you think about
Mm-hmm.
that?
That it's very impressive, honestly, because I did not think we were getting like I knew we were getting simulcast. I believe it's also, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's also simuldub, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's
Yeah.
one of the most like hyped properties right now because not only is it obviously getting, like I said, the same time it airs in Japan, it's getting live streamed on the thing, but like if you go on Crunchyroll right now, it has a big banner for Kaiju number 8 and
Yes.
it'll tell you
And it has the countdown
exactly
to the
what
live
time. Yeah.
stream.
And I was like, I did not notice. Maybe because I watched it like the day after I think the first episode came out, but I was like,
Mhm.
that's I've never seen them do that for an anime before. Um,
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I do find that pretty interesting. If you want to watch it on a social media app, you can. I think it also like allows people to talk about it probably like more, if anything,
Mhm.
right? So
I
this is really
think
cool.
I think the best aspect of it, and you already touched upon it, was just the fact that, it's airing at the same time in Japan, essentially, right?
Hmm.
Love that because this is the first time that we're actually starting to get that.
Hmm.
Normally with Control, we get about like an hour or two after it airs in Japan, right? So to get it the same time, I think that's kind of breaking that barrier a little bit of between anime between the Western and Japan a little bit. So
Yeah,
I think that's
I
nice.
mean, one of the big things is that like another big thing about that the breaking the barrier, just like
Hmm.
I don't know if this is the first anime to do it, but they the ending a song is by the band One Republic, which is an American band if you've never heard of them before. But
Okay, and
like
then I think the
that
intro
was
was Imagine
it.
Dragons, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or was
Oh,
that
I'm
or
not
was that
sure. I
the
didn't.
Go Go Loser Ranger? It's either Go Go Loser Ranger or is this intro that's done by Imagine Dragons.
Dragons is
Yes.
maybe I did not. If that is the case, I did not actually hear that. I need to look that up. But the ending is One Republic. I thought the open. I'm pretty sure the opening is a Japanese band, but I'm not 100 sure. But I liked that because I thought that was cool because that's like a. It's not one of their past songs or anything. It's like
Mhm.
a current actual like it's a song they
Like a song
made
they made for the
specifically
show, yeah.
show. Yeah, which I was like that's dope
That's
because
really cool.
because most of the time I think like for at least like when they use English music for stuff, it's like past
Already
recording
written
stuff or stuff
songs
like
and
that.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not something made specifically for a project. So I thought that was really dope for them to do for Kaiju
Yeah,
number 8.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I think my only issue with the live airing is that like on Crunchyroll, there's no way to like if you say for instance you came in the middle of the live airing, there's no way to go back. So you will have to wait for the live airing
Mm-hmm.
to finish so you can actually like stream it regularly. That's
Yeah.
that's the only thing I don't like. I think if you do catch it live and you might not have it caught up from the beginning, let me rewind it.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yeah. I'd probably I've been great. So like I said, I haven't caught it live. But that would be like a boon they might want to add. But like, I just feel like a lot of these was advancements, at least with these animes, is like a sign that I guess Funimation and Crunchyroll combined for a good cause, or like using their powers effectively, even though they still got to figure out that media situation, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll
To
be
be able
interesting to see,
to
what anime gets this
treatment
whatever call
next.
it. There we go. Thank you. This treatment next in the future.
Yeah. I'm almost surprised it wasn't like solo leveling, considering like how anticipated that was, right? Like that
Yeah.
was the first thing to get it, but yeah. I'm glad Coach Kaiju number as a reader, as a manga reader, and as a fan of the anime. I'm kind of glad that Kaiju number 8 is getting the spotlight.
Okay. And then, so I think one of the questions we got here for like, were there any standout moments that we from the first few episodes and for this show?
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, and I can I can see it already. They're doing the classic trope where girl, boy, childhood friends grow up, fall in love with each other,
Mhm.
plastering everywhere. And then I can already tell there's gonna be an exact moment because they've been doing all these flashbacks where they've been showing us the captain, right? And she's like going having these memories where the main character has been saying, I'm always gonna be there to protect you and all that stuff. And it's
Mhm.
like he's not there. I already know now there's gonna be a moment, shit gonna go down, she about to die, and she can be like, you was never here, and he just gonna come. I told you I was gonna always protect you. And then she gonna have the flashback moment again. Then you just gonna see the tear roll down her
Probably, yeah.
eye.
Probably, yeah.
I can see it now.
Yep, yep.
Oh yeah, but I can't wait to see how their dynamic unfolds though, because in the anime they haven't got to meet yet. So
Yeah,
just can't wait to see how that dynamic goes.
yeah. When they re-meet each other, yeah, that'd be good. I would love to. I think like a standout moment for me just from the first episodes as a manga reader, Kafka's first transformation, him going into Kaiju number 8, because I was like, I need that shit better be crisp, okay? You can't fuck up on it, and I was very
Oh, you talk
glad
about
that
the
it
first
had
real transformation? Yeah.
transformation. Yeah, and I was glad to see um him take the form of a kaiju and it look just as good as it does in the manga. And I was like, there we go. And then him actually like in that his first fight technically in that mode was
Hmm.
also done very well.
Yeah, it was nice as well, and I love the comedy aspects that's going on in the show right now as well. I didn't expect it to be this good, but it's
Oh yeah, it's very
hilarious.
fun. It's a very funny series. I really liked how it was funny in the manga. And it was even, in my opinion, it was even more funny in the anime when they were like, "Hey," the Shinonomiya showed up, and she was like, "Hey, Oldie, I need you to move your truck," and he didn't, and Kafka didn't know who she was talking to,
Hey, you talking to me?
and he was, I forgot his name, but he had to his friend had to clarify. He was like, "Yeah, she's talking to you." He's like, I'm only 32. It's not that old." He was like, "It's kind of old." Like that's
Don't do my boy like that.
that. Yeah. As a
The
person who's
disrespect.
on the cut, who's like can see the door of 30, I'm like, this is funny for
Mm.
now.
A little close to home. Just a smidge, but yeah, I was like the same time. I was like, that ain't that old, is it? Like, hold on now. Wait a minute. It was like you said, we ain't that far, but yeah. But no, I've been loving Kaiju number 8. It's they got me. They have a fan. I'm gonna be here every week after week. No questions asked.
Yep. I mean, like I said, I already buy the manga, so there was no questions for me really, other than like if they dropped the ball. But I'm glad to say they didn't.
But yeah, no, they're doing a wonderful job. The adaptation is beautiful. This is Mappa doing this, right? Or is this somebody else? Who is this doing this?
A1, A1.
Is A1? Oh, okay. So this is
Yeah.
where no, I was about to say this is where the production for 86 would, but no, that's 8 for 86. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, Kaiju no Bay, everybody, if you're not had a chance, go check it out. It's a phenomenal series. Season one is just now starting to air on Crunchyroll and X. Well, Twitter. I don't know why I'm saying X. Twitter, to be honest with you. Um, every week. So yeah, live streaming on Twitter every week as well. So that's kind of cool. Now I don't think you can watch the recaps of the episode on social media. I have to double check that. I know I couldn't find it on the first time when the episode one aired. I'm not sure. So if you don't catch the live stream, you might have to then go stream it on Crunchyroll because I don't think they actually like keeping the episodes on Twitter itself.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't. I do see like I think if you search it, like you could find like when it airs or whatever, but I don't think you could go watch the old one because I think I tried that
Yeah,
just
like
to
the
see.
episode isn't archived on the actual website. It's interesting,
Yeah.
but yeah. But I mean, I guess why archive it on there when we have Crunchyroll for the place. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait 1 second. I have to go back real quick. So it's not A1. It's Production IG, the company.
oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think
So
they might be working with A1 Pictures, but
gotcha.
the people that are like producing it is Production IG.
Got you. Okay, so little correction, everybody. The production studio for Kaiju number 8 is Production IG. Everybody, that's the anime studio behind this wonderful series. But all right, so moving on from there to our next anime we want to talk about today, everybody. The second core of Mushoku Tensei season 2.
Yep.
And it has been off to a phenomenal start. Mushoku came back at the perfect time, right when Fearing was ending, to fill that fantasy void. Love it. Gotta love it.
And it's interesting because it's interesting you bring up Fearing because I definitely feel like I mean with the 3 episodes we have so far of Mushoku Tensei that this is a much more like character focused. Like I said, like last season was character focused already, but like
Yes.
this it just felt like oh man, Fearing's over. All right, cool. I was like, and that was about characters in the journey, right? And then
Mhm.
Mushoku came back with these 3 episodes. I'm like, this basically feels the same.
Yeah. And now, right now, Mushoku season 2, the second core right now, is an early contender for to top Villain Saga for best character progression arc. Early contender.
Like overall,
Overall, you heard me.
last season he was talking about slavery though. I don't.
He wasn't talking. Well, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was last. That was last core. Hold on now. Hold on. Let's not forget. let's not forget. He had a cute moment with his wife
Wait a minute.
and her grandma. We can't forget
Wait a minute.
what happened last core.
He said, "Well, the North always remember."
That's a pretty big thing.
The North remembers. I feel you. Wait, hold on, pause. That was I do remember talking about that. And now that you mentioned that, there was a little was a little out of left field when it popped up. But as we found out, there was a lot of stuff left out from that scene, apparently, from the light novel.
I'm just saying. Let's
Yeah,
I'll give you. I'll give you this is good character development.
That's why I said the second core. I didn't say the first part of this core. I said if you heard me, I specifically said this second core.
True. I just didn't want us to forget. I was like, hold on now.
He was like, wait a minute, let's forget now.
I was like, Thorfinn talking about peace. You know, he went to war.
That's why I said early contender. I ain't say it top of that. I said early contender. Everybody, it's in the ring. I didn't say it won. It's in the ring. Everybody, they boxing it out.
Okay, I just I had to I just had point that out. I had to bring it back. We can talk about.
I feel you. So, I guess just right off the start with that. Yes, from my not experience, from that little outburst right there. I do feel like that it is off to a strong start this second core. I think, and I think I was seeing this on social media. The like episode 3, right, of this second core, where we got to see everybody helping out the other person who got transported from the other world. I can't even remember her name right now.
Terrible name. So sorry.
I'm horrible with names. I believe it starts with an S.
Well, yeah, so the masked girl, Madul.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a live check. I don't normally do this. There we go. Nanoshi, Nanahoshi. Right, there we go. But like you said, the masked girl though, right? The whole breakdown of her not being able to get back to her own world is kind of something like we really don't really see from these transported to another world shows, right? The aspect of I can't make it back to my world. Like I actually want to go back. Like this, I don't want to be here. Like what's going on?
Very, very rarely is that an aspect to any of these shows. The moment because it's so funny because like even was it slime or like let me think reincarnated as a sword. Those people aren't even humans anymore, and they're just like, yeah, got it, cool. But she like now granted she can't use magic traditionally like the people in this world can, and so she's kind of at a disadvantage. But she always talks about like she doesn't age. She's basically immortal.
Yes, and I think that definitely plays a part in it, right? The whole not being able to use the magic thing, because that kind of sucks. Like a world full of magic and you can't even use it. Like, oh man.
I mean, like the one boon, I guess, is like I said, she's immortal now.
And then on top of that, to meet somebody else who came from the same place you came from, they got magic and you don't. Then now it's just a double stinger because now it's like, okay, why did you get it, but I didn't? you know?
Exactly. Like you can engage in this world in a way that I can't. That probably would make her potentially not care as much as going back, but I do think it was still the way they did that episode, like episode 3, when she had the breakdown, I thought was great because I was just like, yeah, I was like, whoever the voice actor was in that moment, I was like, I'm feeling everything you putting into this because goddamn, like that was such like a hard hitting scene. And then, like you said, when seeing everybody trying to help her, like use the magic and hopefully like, get results, I was like, this is beautiful. And then just the way they wrapped up episode 3 too, like with his little sisters coming home and then Rugierd, I was
Oh
just like,
boy,
because I knew who it was the
you already
moment
know who it
Paul
was.
sent that
Yeah,
letter. Yeah.
yeah.
But it was just nice. It was really nice to see
Just
them
actually
together.
seeing because I
And
didn't think that was gonna show us on Bruce Jenner until the next episode, but for the fact that they put our boy on screen, I was like, there he go, there he go.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was amazing. But yeah, definitely excited for Rugier's return. But before I forget though, another thing that I liked about early in the season is, same in episode 3, like the extra world building they did, right, with the whole magic system, right? They're basically expanded upon they have their magic system uses magic circles as well, but they're expanded upon their magic circle system,
Yeah,
but
being able
they
to
figured out
use
they
the
can
yeah.
actually layer circles to make up
Hmm.
one big circle, which is crazy.
Yeah, like and other what there's another, I don't know if it's an anime or if it's a different fantasy series, but like certain there's a thing I remember that like they uses that kind of same concept, but they call it like magic circuits or some other thing. I
I
just don't
believe
know
I
what
know
that's
what you're talking
from.
about. It does sound familiar. I can't, yeah, yeah, I can't think of it on top of my head, but it does sound familiar.
Yeah, but I thought I liked how they did that and expanded not only upon like how Rudy discovered the fact that like you can do incantationless magic, and then
Hmm.
now he's learned like runes and layer the being able to layer those runes or circles, um can give you even like greater range of magic and be able to do it, stuff like that. And even though they didn't do like a huge win, the small win was still just as like strong. Like the way they sold that too was also really nice. So
Hmm.
yeah, really strong
Yeah,
start to the
100%.
season.
100%. And then, I mean, I'm just all the, cute little moments with him and Sylphie there is nice and respectable. All right, we're keeping it tamed.
True.
We're not season 1
The
Rudy anymore, you feel me?
the only and I agree with it. The only thing that distracts from that is the way the second course started was still Rudy praying to old girl's panties, and I'm just like, we can't, we can't, we can't keep doing this. We can't.
That was
Like,
before he was a
you,
changed man, all right?
that was the start of this season. That was
Before
the
he was a
first
changed
episode.
man.
That
That was
was
still
the
before
opening shot.
he was a changed man, all right?
Oh, I'm just saying that like it was just so funny because I'm just like the rest of this episode is so wholesome, but I'm not letting you pass. Like,
But
what the fuck was that? That was the
but
first
I'm not
second.
letting you
Like,
slide.
that
But see, that's why they
was the
put it in
first.
at the very first frame, so we go ahead and get it out the way, then let you forget about it. You feel me? Just show it the very first thing, let you see it, deal with it, let you know it exists, and then just push it out the way. We're done with it.
Oh
You know?
my god! It was just I was just like, this is such a like when you finish the episode, you just like, why would they start it like you could have just. I don't care if it actually happened, but it didn't have to be on screen. Like you did,
You have to be frame 1, yeah.
exactly. Like
Like this how we bring it our boy Rudy back, like the
it's,
frame 1 like this.
it's like, what happened to Hello? How are
Last
you?
time we seen this man, he was depressed.
He just be yeah.
No,
Oh
this is
man,
my time at the magic school. None of that, nothing. Just
none. No hello, no. My life with Sylphie is great. Praying the panties, first shot. All right, okay.
yeah, but no, I mean, Mushoku Tensei has been off to a phenomenal start. Then, like I said, it's even better that it's coming on now because it's perfect timing. Because, like I said, filling the void that Fear and Left Behind. So, perfect timing. Great job,
Mhm.
Mushoku Tensei. Glad you're back. To continue off and finish off season 2, and you off. The second core is off to a phenomenal start.
Yeah, yep. I'm waiting for that transition from mundane life though to action because there's
Yeah,
still the plan
because I'm pretty
to
sure
go.
because we haven't had our turning point for this season yet. So,
Yeah, and I was about to say there's also still the plan for Rudy and Sylphie to. Well, I don't know if it's both of them, but I do know Rudy does plan to at some point leave to go help with the efforts to find his mom.
with
So
Paul and them, yeah.
yeah.
Eventually.
Uh,
Well, I don't know. Is it because the way Rudy been talking, it seems like he trying to settle down in this town.
well, the original. Well, I think he can still do that, but I'm saying like I think at some point because I thought that if I'm not mistaken, the original plan
Yes, the
after
original
Court
plan
One
was to
was
come.
to
Yeah.
fix his ED
Yes, and
and
then
then go
eventually head
say
out
yeah.
for his mom. Yes.
So that's why I said like I don't know if it's gonna be both of them. If anything, I would imagine like Sylvie might stay and watch his siblings,
All I'm
and
saying
then
is because then
Rugier.
he made that statement. He was like, "I guess it is good. I kind of started settling down because my sisters come stay with us and all this stuff while Paul goes out and look for my mom and stuff like that. So it's good. I'm kind of staying
Well,
put.
I'm
So that's why it kind of, at least for me, it kind of sounded like he was like I
like
said, he's
saying
just settling down.
so.
Like yeah, staying.
So for me, I thought like I took that as until they like have the exact location. I myself
I
might
won't
not be
go.
moving
Okay,
or
may
something.
I
Yeah,
won't. I'm just gonna chill till I get more information. It doesn't make any sense for me to run around and risk my life searching when I don't even really have a lead.
yeah,
Let
because I
let
mean he
let
just
Paul do the dirty work.
yeah because
Once
he already
Paul
out there
figure it
searching.
out, yeah, he already
So
searched. Once Paul figure it out, okay, this what he at. Bet I'm on the way. Okay, I can see
yeah,
that.
because I mean they in the if I'm not mistaken in the opening for this core, it looked like that he was out fighting with his dad and them and stuff like
I
that. I might
think
have to
so.
rewatch.
I might. Yeah, I
So
think it was. I think you like you the in the first core,
hmm
in that opening, like it was some scenes of him fighting with his like you said, with his
I
pops
believe
and
so
stuff
if I'm
like
not
that.
mistaken.
Um,
So I would imagine at some point that at some point they're going to get together,
yeah,
him and them,
oh,
and I'm
100%.
imagine. And I imagine that Sylvie, if anything, Sylvie might stay and watch his
Watch
sisters
over his
or
sisters and
somebody.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Or he might ask somebody from the town to
either
do it.
him or old boy, the blessed child. He
Yeah.
can ask them to watch him, right? They're gonna live here,
I
but
don't.
I want you to. Or even Rougier, like, hey Rougier, maybe just chill, watch my sister for a while. I don't know. Ain't no telling what Rougier
them,
gonna
I
do
mean, them or
after
his
this.
new grandma in law,
Or that, yeah. There's always that situation.
which was a interesting reveal for this season. So.
Yeah, it was out of left field, out of nowhere, but I mean, it's a thing, I guess. I'm not really tripping about it. Doesn't really, enhance or de-enhance my
Yeah, that's why. That's the only thing I felt about it. I was like,
my
this doesn't
experience of the
really.
story.
I was like, this is. I was like, I mean, this is interesting, but it didn't really like add anything other than I now know that the two elves that have
Are
shown up
related.
on this show are related. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I was. Other than that, it doesn't really do much in my opinion. But it was still
100%.
a nice scene. It was still like a heartwarming scene.
100%. Well, all right, but yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I'm definitely looking forward to meeting Rougier, see what he been up to, since last we met him, because I think at least been a year since we last met Rougier, right? I think like a year has passed
Maybe
since
yeah.
then.
I want to say if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see what Rogier is getting up to. Maybe even his little sister, but what stories do they have to tell from their adventures with Paul and stuff like that, right? And
hmm
if they know magic or anything, I don't think they do. Probably, I don't think they do. But just to see what they will add to the story. Maybe not much because they're his little sisters, but we'll see. We know what type of dynamic they'll add to the story.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
would hope they. Well, I'd be interested to see like if they will stay out of like being more fantastical, I guess, or will they stay like kind of mundane? Because like Rudy is their older brother, but they don't get to really spend time with him. And then
mm-hmm,
Paul is an adventure. They're both their parents are adventurers, but
mm-hmm.
like to be fair, they've never been able to like to sit down and train and learn something like Rudy has. They've just been kind of traversing of their
Traversing, yeah.
not even by their own free will. Like just been out there.
Yeah, they have just been out there. So it'll definitely be interesting to see. But yeah, so that Mushoku Tensei second course season 2 off to a phenomenal start. And so with the spring 2024, but we're gonna take a brief intermission here, everybody, from our first impressions of the spring 2024, and we're gonna hop into some news, everybody. It's time for GOC News, your weekly source for your favorite anime news. So let's get into it. All right, everybody. Another week of news. A lot. No, well, I guess there's a lot, but not really a lot. So we're just gonna quickly go through these. Some little stuff we got to talk about, everybody. So, to start us off here, and am I reading this correctly? Maybe
Yeah,
Friend Beyond Journey In manga gets an
it,
escape room.
Yeah,
Interesting.
set in a dream world. So apparently, there's this company in Japan, I guess, that's known for making escape
Escape
rooms,
rooms. Yeah.
and they're doing like this kind of, what was it, four, not 4D, but like an escape room based around like Fearon's thing.
Fair.
And
Yeah.
so, if you read the article, basically the premise is you are a person that's helping Fearon who's helping Fern and Stark wake up Fearon after she's been hit with like some weird I don't know if it's like spell or whatever, but like the way it describes it is that she got affected by something, and you're like helping Fern and Stark wake her up, and that's basically like the escape room. Like you get sent into the dream world
The
to
dream
like
world.
help
Oh, that's cool.
Fearon.
To help Fearon out. That's cool. I
Like,
love
that's the
escape
premise of it.
rooms.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool, even though I don't know if it'll. I don't know how.
Hopefully, it
would
comes to the West. I
North
love escape
America.
rooms.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I thought that would be. Anime-based escape room, I think would be cool. So I just thought that'd be a fun thing to put in the news.
So no, that is fun. That's beautiful because I'm actually gonna keep on on that person because, like I said, I love escape rooms, and that does come to the West at any point. I'm best believe I'm gonna be there.
Yep.
All right, moving up here. This was actually one of my favorite pieces of news from the week, and I'm glad you put it on here. Our boy Keanu Reeves, everybody, he has been cast as that nigga Shadow in Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect. I was like, after Idris Elba getting Knuckles, I was like, this is great. This is about to be really cool. Really, I was like, look, I'm not the big. I always say I'm like the biggest fan of the Sonic movies, but they've been fun, and I think
they've been enjoyable.
Yeah.
For a video game adaptation, they actually been enjoyable.
Enjoyable. Mm-hmm. Yep.
100%. I'm with you on there. And while we're on this Shadow topic, right? We need another Shadow game, Sega. Stop holding out on us. It's been years, over a decade.
That would be fun. That would be fun to get another one.
Let's get another Shadow game. Everybody likes him more than Sonic anyway.
I don't. Right? Whoa.
He said, "Whoa!"
Because I can hear the keyboards typing up already. Oh man.
You want to take this next one?
Yeah. So next piece of news: the live-action One Piece series has won an award this year from the Writers Guild. So and also season 2 is scheduled to premiere sometime in 2025. So still good, for the people that are One Piece fans. Live action is coming back right around. It's gonna be back by next year. I'm not sure when yet, and it's getting recognized by the people, the Writers Guild. So
I mean, unfortunately, the success of the live action One Piece has spurred a lot of live action adaptations that we did not ask for, starting with Avatar to the recently announced Naruto movie that's going to be live action movie that's going to be coming out. Don't know what's going on with that one. Definitely like a live action movie. Okay. Whatever.
I'm very like we talked about in that one episode where we talked about it. I'm very skeptical on it because it's really just that came out way too close. That news came out way too close to the One Piece show ending, and so I'm just like, somebody somewhere was like, "Oh, we can make money off this.
We can make It was just like, what? No, like you said, just too much of coincidence. It's just too much of coincidence. Like I said, these times just can't be. Yeah, stop it. All right, everybody, stop it. But next up, my anime list rolls out a list of manga recommendations for 2024. Go check that out if you're interested to see, what they got to recommend. But I do know our boy McMillian is gonna have some recommendations for you guys here in one of these upcoming episodes. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that.
Oh yeah, I do. Well, I've been reading a lot more, so yeah, I just have to compile a list, I guess, like all the stuff I've seen. And then lastly, to wrap out general news, you've probably seen a couple of clips from this already, but Hunter x Hunter has new Nin Impact, the new game, the new fighting game for them, has basically new gameplay footage. It's very very divisive right now online. Anime fans don't seem to like how it looks. Fighting game fans, on the other hand, though,
I'm just going to chop it up that it's an alpha build, but overall, I think it definitely looks interesting because it's not just your standard 3D arena fighting game, right? So
yeah, it's more like
I'm definitely looking forward to that.
In my mind, the way it reminds me basically of Dragon Ball Fighter. Like, I think it's as a person who's a casual fighting game fan, I think it has potential. From the footage I saw, I was like, the combat strings look fluid. It looks fun. But the animation itself, I do think
Real
could
choppy.
use a
Yeah,
bit of work. Yeah.
definitely. But like I said, I'm chopping it up to that it's just an alpha build. You know, they're gonna smooth out the animation frames and all that stuff. Though, no, I'm not worried about that. Right? They're gonna work on
Hmm.
it. It's just an alpha build. So, you know, I'm not really worried about that. But overall, it did look interesting, look fun. Like I said, I'm just really glad it's just not another 3D arena, generic 3D arena fighting game, right? Because you know we saw how that turned out for JJK, the recent JJK video game that came out, right?
Yeah, because that
Complete
was
ass.
dead on arrival, and I was like, no. I was kind of excited because like, granted, it was an arena fighter, but in my head, I'm like, JJK has such good like fight scenes.
Yes.
I was hoping it would translate to the game.
Like
and,
you would think like there'd be some type of magic here that they could capture for the game, but
right.
me truly, I think just the concept was good. It's just the implementation, just a piss poor implementation, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope that doesn't dissuade. Like, if I would hope that doesn't dissuade other game companies to try to make a JJK game.
100%.
Because I think it could be really a really phenomenal thing if they figure out how they want to. If they actually like sit down and take the time.
They figure out how
put
they
in some
want to do
real
it, because
hard
like
work,
maybe it
yeah.
doesn't, because maybe it doesn't need to be an arena fighter game. Maybe it needs to be like a single player adventure game, something like that. Maybe, you
So,
know,
yeah.
you ever thought about that, right? Like, but definitely, I think a JJK game would be dope as hell. I just think, I don't know in what like genre, just figure it out. But I
Yeah.
do think a JJK game would be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to the developers to figure out what genre. But all right, so talk about some upcoming releases here. Another video game that's gonna be coming out here recently. The Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Quest for Memories console game is gonna be launching on June 20th. There is some trailers out, so you want to take a look at the trailers and gameplay for the game. You know, of course, you can go find that online and take a look at that.
I think it's from what I remember, I believe it's supposed to be like a turn-based RPG, but
I believe so as well. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're
we'll
into
definitely
those,
have to fact check. But if I'm not mistaken, like you mentioned from the initial trailers that I did see, it was a turn-based RPG type of game.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate. Which
yeah,
actually,
no,
I think it fits pretty well with the Mushoku version.
I was about to say, I think it works pretty well. The only other thing that I could think maybe like a action JRPG, somewhat like how they're doing Grand Blue Fantasy. I think that could also potentially work. I just like have Rudy's spells set to like certain, button presses.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could definitely do that. But yeah, be on the lookout for that if you're interested in a Mushoku Tensei game as well as like turn-based RPGs. After
100%.
that, this is kind of just a rapid fire thing. So, do you want me to just kind of go through all these, or okay?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah. So, Crunchyroll announced that they're going to be screening some following anime films that I believe people are looking forward to. So, the first one, Haikyuu, the Dumpster Battle, is supposed to be in North American theaters on May 31st. Blue Lock, the episode Nagi movie, is reported to be coming to theaters in North America by June 28th. And the Overlord, the Sacred Kingdom anime film, which I'm pretty sure people say is basically like Overlord season 5, because season 4 was the last one, right?
Yes, season 4.
Yeah, so this is basically supposed to be like season 5 from what I've heard people say. This is coming out like fall of this year.
Yeah,
no exact date for that one, but
yes, because the Sacred Kingdom for the Overlord movie, that is canon, like McMillian is kind of supposed to be like the next arc essentially. So definitely, if you know a fan of the Overlord anime series, definitely check out this movie because it is canon.
Yeah, I believe the Haikyuu. Well, I mean, technically, I think all of these movies are canon because the episode Nagi is supposed to Nagi's backstory, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And then the Haikyuu thing is like if I'm not mistaken, like supposed to be like the last thing that happened. Yeah, the last thing that happens in the manga or whatever. So, if you're a fan of any of these properties,
question: is Haikyuu not the basketball series? Why is this called the Dumpster Battle? What's going on here? Or is it the volleyball series?
It's a volleyball series. It's called the Dumpster Battle.
The Dumpster Battle. What's going on?
So Ace, I do believe you should check out the show. It's good, even though it is about volleyball. It'll make you like volleyball, which is crazy. But the main characters of the Haikyuu series go to a school where their mascot is a raven or a crow, one of the two. And those are kind of known as scavenger birds. Their rival school, their mascot is a cat, which is also kind of like a thing that also patrols cats aren't scavengers, but they can be, right? And so the battle between the two is called the Dumpster Battle just in the show. So that's why it's called that in the thing. Their rivalry battle was known as like the dumpster brawl
That's a
or like
piss
battle.
poor ass name for a rivalry. I just want to let that be known.
I did. I did. I have.
I just
Oh.
want to let that be known. What?
I have mixed opinions about it. I guess I'd say.
Record. What's good?
Oh, dang. Place
No, I
has
did
been
not.
distracted. But yeah, if you are interested in any of those properties, be sure to be on the coast. I think it's really cool that Crunchyroll is bringing stuff to see it, bringing more anime.
100%. 100%. All right, everybody, that is the end of GLC News. Let's know down below in the comments what was your favorite piece of news, and we'll continue on with our not winter. Why do I keep thinking it's winter? Spring 2024 first impressions. We're gonna move on to Windbreaker, and this one was actually a little bit better than I thought. So Windbreaker is essentially a Tokyo Revengers clone, right? Right, where we
Yeah.
follow our main character, Hanuka Saraka, who wants nothing to do with weaklings. He's only interested in the strongest of the strong. He just started at Furin High School, which is the high school in this town he moved to, a school full of degenerates known for only brawling and strength. They use their strength to protect the town from anyone who wishes to do harm to the town, right? And so that's basically the synopsis. But so the main character is basically he's not a Takamichi type. I almost wanted to say like Goku type character, but he doesn't have like powers or anything. But in the sense of that he just wants to fight nothing but
Yeah.
strong people. In that sense, a Goku type, right? But it's been pretty decent. I don't have a full verdict on it just yet. I think from the early action I seen from it is very nice. But I definitely need to see some more from it.
What episode did you make it to? I just want to know before I start saying stuff.
I don't know the episode number, but the last episode I seen was when they were out patrolling the town and they met the
Oh,
number
that was
2
3.
of this rival gang.
That's okay. That's the third episode. Okay, so we
Okay.
both basically saw up to the same thing because episode 4 I think came out earlier this week. But I like it. I'll say that I like it. The thing that's weird to me is that this is based on a school, but the school just seems to be a gang because
Yes.
the in the episode where they go to classes, the episode where they finally
No teachers.
none.
No
classes
faculty
are all
staff.
the classes are all
Just kids
graffitied
walking
up.
around.
It's just kids walking around, and their classes. And for class time, they patrol the city. They spread off into groups and patrol the city.
They patrol
Now,
the city.
I thought there was at least going to be some education happening because I would imagine, like
They're just finna have a whole bunch of high schoolers just doing nothing, right?
nothing, right? And from like the first episode, I'm like, oh, the town loves these kids. So I mean, like
Yeah.
besides like being a good type of gang, they must also be good students. No teachers, none. Fuck education, right? Who needs that?
Pretty much. And I think that's the weirdest aspect of the show. It's like, okay, they're a high school and they claim they're students. They even do like, like first year, second year, third year. They even do like all the years and stuff like that, right? But just when you, like you said, the school life, at least from what they're showing us, there's just no teachers, no faculty staff, nothing, no actual classes, just nothing but fooling around and patrolling, like you said, actually going and patrolling the garden and city and stuff like that. It's odd. And
I mean, like
it's hilarious at the same, but it's hilarious at the same time.
Yeah,
though.
no, it's good. Like when if I like one of the scenes I thought was kind of like funny to me is like the leader or the top guy of the school
Mhm.
does a special announcement first day of class, and I'm just in my head I'm like, where the fuck is the principal? I'm like, this is interesting. Well, where the fuck is the principal? He just let these people do this?
They got it like that.
And then like even though they can't, like the students like salute him at the end of this like
At the end of the speech, announcement show.
in the announcement speech, he can't hear them, but I'm just like, okay, first off, he got it on lock like that, I guess. Could it just be, but it was just so funny because I'm just like, where's the faculty? No one cared about these kids' education. Nobody.
So you
Parents
mean to
let
tell
y'all
me
sign up for this? Like
these group of kids just decided to come together and say, "Hey, forget school. We're all just gonna be vigilantes." And then, like you said, you can willingly sign up for this. Like,
and your parent and everybody's parents just cool with it. Like all right, I guess. I that was the thing that caught
Not
me off guard.
everybody's
But
parents. Everybody's parents are just all the townspeople. It's just like, yeah, this is just a normal thing. Like they y'all calling these people like they the town police.
oh yeah, no, true. Because I was just about to say, like, our main character is the only one that we know of, at least, that's actually from out of town that decided to come to the school. So I guess you're right. It is it's just like technically local kids, right? But even regardless of that, though, it's a very I like I said, it's a very enjoyable show. The animation is
Yeah.
really strong too. Like in the
Yes.
fights, like
Yes.
I was like blown away. But I will just say, like, I'm really interested to see where the series goes, because it's just like it is more whole. I guess, like, to build off what A said, it is more wholesome Tokyo Revengers. Because, like, it's not middle school violence, and they're all delinquents, but they're delinquents with purpose. They're trying to
It's a
protect the
step
city.
up of middle school. We went from middle
Yeah,
school violence to
to
high
high
school
school
violence.
violence, and they're trying to be heroes and not like famous gangsters. Like, that's not
Yeah.
their goal here. They're just trying to really protect this town and
Protect
make
the
sure the
town. Yep.
town is people are okay. Because besides fighting delinquents, they also help shop owners. They repaint stuff.
Yep.
They do handyman jobs. Like,
Doing handyman work, and they essentially just, they're basically like your perfect man. If you being honest with you, your perfect guy. You ladies, you're looking for a good man. One day, go get a man from Fear High School. They're
let's
gonna
go
go out to
ahead.
be a great guy. All right, keep your eyes on him. Keep your eyes on him.
Will they be educated? No, but they, but but they'll be the perfect himbo.
But they about that action though.
You
I
need them to
think
scrap, they got you.
they got you. They got you. I think at least for me, the one downside for me is kind of similar to your one downside for Kaiju number 8, but it's sort of like character design. It's just character in general. Like there's
Hmm.
what's the word I'm looking for? I guess character progression, if you will. There's nothing about any of these characters that I'm just like, yeah, I like this guy or I like that guy.
Mhm.
None of these characters that stand out at all to
Yeah,
me.
a lot of them kind of do, like, the out of the main characters they've introduced, a lot of them do just feel like tropes, like natural anime tropes. Like, even like you said, Sakura. Like, the most interesting thing about Sakura is that, like, due to his appearance, which I don't feel like in the real world would have been a problem, people would probably found him really cool.
Yeah, but I said
Um,
that probably actually thought it was cool as hell.
yeah, I was like, but in the anime world, he was bullied because he has, like, if you haven't seen it, but he has
Petra white
heterochromia,
hair. Yeah.
and he has basically, like, part of his hair is white. Um, and I feel like in real life, obviously, people would think that was raw as hell, but in anime land, they were like, "No, fuck this kid, you get him away from me." And so that's how he became a delinquent, because people kept bullying him, and eventually he just got good at fighting. So he was like, I'm gonna become loved by basically being the top dog at this place where everybody's known to fight." And then he finds out, oh, they're good people, and he kind of admits that he likes that idea in the first episode, but
Immediate
then
180.
yeah, second episode, third episode, fuck that. Who's the strongest person here? I'm trying to hit him over the head with a chair. Where they at?
Where they at? Because I told y'all what I was here to do in episode
so
1.
so like, that's probably, I do agree that it is kind of like, I am looking forward to that, because I'm hoping we're not just about to get 24 episodes of just like hero, but also I want to beat somebody's ass. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think that'll stay interesting,
Yeah.
but it's fun for right now. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's fun for right now, but I'm just interested in kind of how like the plot evolves. And I'm not looking for like anything groundbreaking or, revolutionary here, but I just need a little bit more than what we got going on now.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's fair.
100%. But yeah, but I'm definitely excited to keep watching though, because I mean, they like I said, they got my attention, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep watching it.
it's fun, and I think if as long as they progress these people they've introduced, I think it'll be a pretty
100%.
strong show.
100%. Give me somebody to care about, or just even like in general. Because as of right now, I don't really care for any of these characters. I don't really care for any of them. So
I was
just give
like,
me somebody to like in general. Give me somebody to
yeah,
root for.
yeah, I could agree with that.
But all right, so moving on to our last spring show we want to talk about for today, everybody. Another show, manga slash anime adaptation that was praised by our boy McMillian here. and a fellow friend of the podcast as well.
Mhm.
Go Loser Ranger, everybody. So before we continue, I'm gonna let McMillian give a quick synopsis of this show.
So I'm not gonna read it verbatim, but basically, in this world, 13 years ago, these nefarious monster armies attacked and invaded Earth. But humanity's great protectors, the Dragon Keepers, which are basically Power Rangers, but they're called Dragon Keepers because they would get sued. They
Kind
call
of
them Power
cool as hell.
Rangers. um, fights against them. So every Sunday, just like how us have you Saturday morning cartoons, Sunday morning, the Dragon Keepers are forced to. Well, they fight against um these
The
monsters.
monsters.
Twist is though these monsters are being forced by the Dragon Keepers to keep doing this because basically the Dragon Keepers within like the first year of the monsters being there defeated all the higher ups and the only people that are left are foot soldiers. But the Dragon Keepers are like, see, we're praised by them people there. So to keep this up, every Sunday, y'all gonna be out on that battlefield fighting us, and we gonna put on a show basically for the rest of humanity. And eventually, basically, the main character, who is
Fighter D.
Fighter D, gets fed up with it and decides he wants to finally bring down the Dragon Keepers once and for all. And the way he goes about doing that is by infiltrating their organization, in which basically I'll say we found out that the Dragon Keepers aren't. Well, I mean, already they're not the heroes they seem. Um, that is where we are.
This is weird. Yeah, so definitely this one is an interesting one. I do want to start off by saying that I do think that Go Go Loser Razor has a phenomenal OP and ending, like just the animation and
Hmm.
just everything for the about the OPs and ending are amazing. I love them,
Yeah. So,
but
and
uh
oh, I was gonna mention also for people if you have not seen Go Go Loser Ranger, unlike the other stuff that we talked about, this one is on Hulu. Everything else that
yes,
we talked about is on Crunchyroll.
unfortunately, this one is on Hulu, maybe Disney Plus, and in the
Yeah,
foreign countries and stuff like that, but definitely Hulu
yeah,
in
here
the West.
in West. Yep.
But as I was saying though, it's a interesting one. The first episode didn't do much for me. No, I was telling McMillian about that. I was like, I don't really.
Yeah, he came at me. He said I ain't really feeling this, but I'm gonna give it three. I'm gonna give it 3 episodes or 5 episodes. And he said I
I'm gonna give it the rule. I'm gonna give it the rule, but that first one ain't do it. Ain't do it for me. But it's starting to shape up though, because the second episode did a little bit more for me. Because what I thought was where, like, for instance, like one of the main side, I guess side characters, right? Who I thought
Mhm.
was brainwashed. It was essentially a Yellow Ranger, right? One of the Yellow Rangers, goons, right? I thought this girl was brainwashed, but no, plot twist, turns out she's not brainwashed. She's actually trying to take down the Rangers herself as well. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, all right. You're not brainwashed, but you're still a psychopath. I kind of like, I
Yeah,
still like that. I fuck
that's
with that.
interesting, right? Like got a
I
little
just-
Garo from One Punch Man situation. You want the villains to win. I see you.
I
Okay.
see you. It's like, okay, because I wasn't expecting that. I thought you were being brainwashed this entire time because I saw the crazy in your eyes, but that was just natural craziness.
It's,
I'm sorry.
it's
I'm sorry. I wasn't familiar with your
What's your
game. I
game?
apologize.
Exactly.
Uh, just ridiculous. But yeah, so definitely I think that because of that plot twist right there, that got me because I wasn't expecting that. Because like I said, I was expecting the totally opposite. But so I
Hmm.
think that kind of started to reel me up. So like, oh, okay, I'm vibing with it. But I do like the plot in general, right? The whole idea of like Power Rangers, right? Because from childhood we're taught the Rangers are always the good guys, right? So with the whole plot, the twist with the Rangers are actually the bad guys, I think that's actually very hella interesting.
Yeah, as a fan of stuff like that, like the Saturday morning cartoon vibe, like the Power Ranger type of archetype, it was really cool to see. Like when the manga first came out, and I read a little bit of it, I was like, "Oh, this is an interesting premise." Not only are like we following like this character we don't normally follow from like a monster perspective, like the group of heroes, which
Hmm.
is this big organization, which is also a little bit different from your standard Power Ranger show. They're also not as good as they seem because they basically just setting up to get attacked, right? And like
Yeah,
be
100%.
stars and like everything. So other
And I think another thing that also caught me off guard, right? Because I know it's like Power Rangers technically like, they have like powers per se, but it wasn't really them. It was always like their gadgets and stuff they was using, right? That's how they fought crime. But it almost looked like in this show, like they almost have magic because that dragon
Yeah, because they're
keeper,
their
that holy
sword thing.
artifact
Yeah,
that the red keeper used, that shit was crazy. Shit was nuts. My man summoned Shinron.
yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so I'm very interested in the lore aspect of it because like this one. So like I said, I did check out the manga, but unlike Kaiju number 8, when I did check out the manga for this, I had heard it was around the time that the anime got announced. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let me stop just in case we decide to make this a podcast topic. So I don't have to. I
Okay,
don't.
so you haven't checked out much of the manga for
Nah,
this
yeah,
one.
no. I
Okay.
basically I think I know what happens in the third episode, but I think
Hmm.
probably past that, I'm not. It's either like fuzzy or I don't remember, or I didn't get that.
Gotcha. So you didn't read too far. Okay. You
Yeah,
only read
no.
like those first few chapters.
Yeah, I just know I was really fucking with the premise of basically the show, and I'm very interested to see like how it like the mystery and like the lore of the Rangers unravel because I think that's
Okay.
probably
Well, you know
like
what?
you said, it's different from regular Power Rangers.
Yes, 100%. But no, let me ask you this: how have you been enjoying it so far? Then.
So I think it's good. I think so like I said, the setup I was already kind of familiar with, so it didn't really like throw me off guard. I do think the first episode was a little bit different than how it happened in the manga, or at least from
Hmm.
what I remember, because you don't get he doesn't meet those people like the Rangers until kind of like, if I'm not mistaken, after the fight happens. But in the
Okay.
show, it was before, and I don't know if that was just like them messing with like time, like
A little bit of time, or kind of
when
like
we see
padding
it, yeah.
the time a little bit
hmm
for the
And
show.
so I was like, that kind of threw it off. But like, I thought I understood, I think, what they were trying to do with that. It was
Yeah.
basically kind of just introduce those characters earlier because I'm not going to say Fighter D is boring, but I don't think the setup that makes it interesting is his interactions with the Ranger characters. So
Okay.
I think that's probably why they introduced them first.
Gotcha.
But I do kind of still agree the first episode was a little bit weak. But when you get to the second episode, you get that twist that the Yellow Ranger is like, "Hey, I know exactly what the fuck you are, but it's cool
It's
because
cool though.
I'm also trying to do the same shit." It was like, okay, now you have everyone's attention.
Yeah.
But I will say probably like the first episode wasn't the best way to start. It's kind of like how we were talking about Solo Leveling last season, where if they did an hour premiere for Solo
Oh,
Leveling for
if
people who
Solo
wasn't,
Leveling did that hour premiere, it would have slapped.
yeah,
If they did that hour premiere.
yeah. So kind of like the same thing here. If they probably combined, like if they did like the first 2 episodes together or in some way, shape, or form, it might have been a stronger start. But I'm liking what it's doing so far, and I like the animation. I like as you said, the soundtrack is great. So I'm just interested to see what happens more as the show unravels and everything happens.
I'm with you on there too because even though we know like there's this whole situation with the Rangers and they're using these monsters to kind of make money and fame, right? But still, I want to know a little bit more about their motives and reasons behind that, right? Truly, why did you guys decide to do this? Because it looks like you guys were, strong enough to really, take down any monsters that come. So, do you really have to do this? Like, what was truly the reason?
Yeah, and then what?
And then kind of like just get to know the keepers more on a personal level, anyways, because we haven't really met any of them at all, right? So we don't
Mhm.
really just know them.
Yeah, and because my whole thing is like one of the things I'm interested in is like what what like can this really be sustainable? Like keep fighting these
That as
characters. Like
well.
it lasted for 13 years, but
And
like my thing is
it's
like
even crazy.
eventually,
Like, y'all been doing this for 30, over a decade. Like, what?
yeah, because
Like, how do you
I
even
just
pull this off?
yeah, because I just feel eventually like this would get boring even for people. Like, because at the end of the day, everybody knows you're gonna win. I mean,
Exactly. It's
granted, the difference is from like the Power Ranger show. That's a show. This is in real life, but
but this is in real life.
I still think eventually like that would get boring for people. So I'm just like
Yes.
wondering what's the end game here, and like how far can you take it, and then also like as we talked about their power, the way they got their powers is a little bit different from how they do it in regular Power Rangers. So I'm interested to see like what's the lore behind that and everything.
100%, 100%. It's especially with the whole Dragon Keepers thing, because like I said, my man summoned Shinron
hmm
when in this episode. Like, so what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Like,
How does that work? What is it?
what do you mean? Like, if my man can summon Shinron, why are we Why are we holding these monsters captive like this? What are we doing?
Mhm.
Is it really just for the money? Was y'all not making no money before this that y'all really had to go through, resort to these type of situations? It's kind of like that. The Avengers save the world, but they don't give a damn about you. You can lose your house. Hell, whatchamacallit? Oh, I missed my point. I ain't missed my point. I can't remember his name because
Which
it's not Hawkeye. You know who I'm talking about. McCaffrey. Who does he play in the Adventures? Anthony McCaffrey. Who does he play in?
is that Hawkeye? That's not Hawkeye, is it?
That's not Hawkeye. It's the Eagle guy though. The new Captain America.
Oh, shoot,
I can't
Falcon.
remember his. There
His
we go.
old
I thought
name, yeah.
I thought it was Falcon. Yes, Falcon couldn't even get a loan for a house, but he saved the world.
Yeah. But he said, yeah. Like, was it
That's how
like
they
that
do.
type of show? It would be
That's how
interesting.
they do.
It'd be interesting to find out as the story unfolds. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the rest happens with the show and how stuff evolves.
100%. But yeah, they had us in the first half, but we gonna stick around for right now. McMillian. Kaiju No was a hit. Go Lose Range is still yet to be decided, but we'll see. We'll see what will happen.
The weekly rec on the docket got deleted. I can still go off of
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah.
that's okay. But that is the end of the spring 2024 first impressions. Let the guys know what have you been checking out for spring 2024. After we give out the weekly recommendation, we're gonna be giving out some bonuses for the spring 2024 for some stuff you guys to check out. But nonetheless, this week's weekly recommendation brought to you via McMillian.
Yeah. So this one's Netflix only anime. It's pretty short. It's 13 episodes, one season, but it has like 4 OVAs and 1 movie, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Violet Evergarden. Basically, the
I heard
premise of the
about that.
show. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's similar to Vinland Saga in the way that the main character is a person who went to war and
Okay.
suffered like the horrors of war, but
Okay.
and is trying to live a normal life now. So unlike Thorfinn, nothing
Hmm.
bad happened other than the fact that like the person she looked up to and admired uh was believed to be killed in the war. So she has to figure out she doesn't have like a lot of people to look out for her, and she takes up like kind of like a mundane job. Like her job is writing letters for people.
Gotcha.
But like through that, you see her character grow and her kind of adapt to what it is like to be in normal society. Because most of her life, she was just used as a weapon. Like she was bought. Her parents died. I believe she was like bought by the military to be
Oh
trained to
my,
be
sold
like
off
a
into
killer.
the military.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Okay.
And but basically was trained to be a killer, and so she
Like a lot of
has,
secret agent type shit.
and so she barely has any emotions. And so basically, the anime is you following her journey to try and build normalcy for herself, like learn about people, emotions, things, like what it's like to be a normal person because she's never
Okay.
really been that. It's a really touching show. It has made me cry
No,
a
it
couple of
sounds good.
times.
No, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's a very strong show. I haven't watched the movie yet. It's been out for a
There's a
while.
movie too. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so there's like 4 OVA episodes that are about an hour long. So technically, I guess you can count that they have like 5 movies, but um, they're not called movies. So I just said like 4 OVAs, and
Yeah,
then the thing that wraps everything up is the Violet Evergarden movie. So
gotcha.
that's all on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, check it out. It's a really good show. I really enjoy it. The only reason I haven't checked out the movies only because like it took a while for it to come out, and so I kind of
Hmm.
like forgot about it. If
Gotcha.
I'm probably gonna rewatch it to watch the movie. But yeah,
Gotcha.
that's my weekly recommendation for this week. Violet Evergarden. So if you haven't checked it out, yeah, please do. It's on Netflix.
All right. Thank you for that weekly recommendation, everybody. And we're gonna, as a little bonus topic here, we're gonna round out the episode, everybody, with some bonus shows you should check out for the spring 2024 season. And so, I was talking about this in our last episode, Bartender Glass of God. I did check it out, and it's actually pretty damn good, everybody. I mean, I'm glad to say.
It's
Also,
good.
I did learn that this is a what do you call that? I guess reboot. There we go. A reboot of this is the original anime, but they rebooted the series essentially. Bartender Glass of
Oh,
God.
okay. So it's kind of like there's another anime like that out this season, Spice and Wolf. They brought that back, and I believe that is a reboot, not a continuation.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a reboot.
But yeah, but I was essentially, hit the hit nail right on the head with the a previous synopsis of what I thought the show would be, with just about this bartender making drinks for people that come to his bar, talking about their lives and stuff like that. He kind of cheers them up, or gives them words of courage, advice, and wisdom, stuff like that. I was basically spot on with it, but it's a really really nice show. I don't
So is
really
it?
mhm.
I was about to say, is it like fantasy elements or anything like
No, it's not
like
fantasy. It's rooted in
okay?
real life. Yeah.
Because I was wondering if it was like there's this other show, I believe it's legit called like a different world restaurant or something like that. But you might know it. It's about this restaurant that's connected to like different worlds, and like people can come and eat there and experience like people from all
All over the
crazy walks of life.
multiverse.
Like yeah, and the chef is known to be a great, and like they learn lessons or something within the show. It's a nice little watch.
Yeah.
So I was
I was
wondering
about
if
to
it
say,
was kind of like that, since it had such a fantastical
I,
name as Bartender Glass of God.
I think so, but it's just not a fantasy show, unfortunately. And
Okay.
I haven't heard of that before, but it does sound interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I think it's like Different
Um,
World Restaurant or something.
but
I'm
what
not
I
wanting
was
to
gonna
enjoy it.
say was that I'm not too big on slice of life. I watch some every now and then, but this one is pretty good.
Okay, I'll have to check it out because I was on the fence. I did plan on at least like giving it a try, but I was on the fence about it. So like you giving it, saying you like it, definitely makes you,
I like it.
you
Yeah.
know.
I like it. And then I did check out the new gate. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Looks like it's turning out to be just one of those generic run of the mill isekais, that we get every season.
Hmm.
I only see like the first two episodes though. So far nothing like different or even just slightly unique. Even like like something compared to like last week, the wrong way they use healing magic, right? Nothing like unique or nothing about it like
Hmm.
that. Right.
Nothing
So
making it pop just yet.
yeah, just yet, nothing just yet. So I mean, I'm gonna keep watching at least till, like I said, I like to give it at least like a 5 episode rule instead of 3 episode rule. Everybody,
Hmm.
but so we'll see how it goes. So I'll keep watching a few, or at least a few more episodes, and I'll come back and let you guys know if you guys should pick it up or not. But right now, it's just looking to be just like I said, just standard run of a mill isekai.
Okay. Alright. So I haven't touched much tertiary anime, like out of the stuff that like we kind of already talked about. Besides, let me think. The only other thing I've like really checked out is Ray Monster, which is
Hey,
as it sounds, somewhat similar to Slime, another isekai like that, but instead of
come here,
coming
boy.
back as a slime, he comes back as a goblin, but he's able to adapt and evolve. So far that's been interesting. Um, standard isekai stuff there, and then the only other show that I've kind of checked out was the new season of Black Butler. Which all I can really
Okay.
say about it is, if you enjoyed the other Black Butler arcs, you'll probably
You'll
enjoy
enjoy
this one.
this one.
So
That's
yeah.
good. I was just because I was about to say I know you was definitely hyped when the new season of Black Brother got announced, because I know you was like, I've been waiting on this to come back for so long, so I'm glad you've been enjoying that.
Well, I was about to say that the last arc they did, the Book of Circus, I thought was really strong. So I was just kind of like, that came out of nowhere, and so I was like, okay, let's see what the other stuff is, because I was like, I almost forgot the series existed. So it was kind of cool to see it come back.
Yeah, so I'm glad you've been enjoying that. And I will say, another. I don't know if this one counts as a slice of life. I guess it's more of an adventure. But Train to the End of the World, I did check that out as well. It's all right. Not the best shit ever, as we say on the podcast, but I do like it for what it's been so far. It's just I guess
Hmm.
I guess you kind of say it is a slice of life, but you follow this adventure of these four girls who go on this adventure to find their friend in this jacked up world. Well, one day the world gets messed up because this cell phone company decides to make 5G, and the 5G essentially destroyed the world. Like,
I thought it was like a Fallout situation. I thought like war happened. It was 5G. That's crazy. That all right.
yeah, yeah. No, so
That's interesting.
the first episode is wild. Is wild.
That's I was about to say, that's very interesting. All right.
And then so essentially, and so they're going from their hometown to this city called Ikabaru, I think this was called. I probably butchered the hell
Ikebukuro.
of Ikebukuro. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Actual
Yeah.
town in Japan, but um they're taking the train to get there. So they're like I said, leaving their hometown. They're going to their city to find their friend. And
Mhm.
throughout the stops, they're coming upon various weird little crazy stuff to deal with, right?
Mm.
It's crazy, crazy sci-fi stuff to deal with as they travel on their adventures on this train.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's been pretty decent. But like I said, nothing crazy because it's definitely no. If you're looking for action, this ain't that show. So definitely don't pick this show if you're looking for action. But the dynamic between the main characters on the show has been kind of nice, and I've been liking that as well. So it's like I said, it's interesting. Like I said, it really what pulled me in. I think what got me to start watching. Like I said, just that first episode is just wild.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the premise sounded very it sounded very interesting and good good. Like I was planning on checking it out. But like I said, it was probably gonna be after I checked out some other stuff because I even haven't checked out that spy show I was talking about last time we were talking about our watch list yet. I forgot that's on Disney Plus / Hulu, so I gotta get around to doing that. But I it's kind of oh that one does sound interesting, so I might have to check this out.
Yeah. So I mean, spring has a few different selections, going on for this season. So I think it's something out there for everybody this season. I didn't think spring was gonna be that good, but it's
Very
actually looking
diverse.
to be kind of decent.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's probably the tagline. Very diverse, and we're still not like done with it because we still got to wait for My Hero and Demon
Oh
Slayer and
yeah,
stuff to
My
come
Hero
back.
and yeah, the big hitters for this season hasn't even started airing
Yeah,
yet.
although the My Hero, I talked about it before, but to clarify something I said before, the
Hmm.
My Hero compilation episode is
Hmm.
apparently it's not one, it's multiple. So like if you go on Crunchyroll right now, they're releasing them and they're supposed to I don't know if they're each covering like a season or something, but like from what it looks like it's covering like certain periods of the story. I thought it was gonna be
Okay,
like one long
interesting. Okay,
episode,
so they just
but
get building up the hype for the new
yeah,
season essentially.
basically. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like one long episode, but if you look on Crunchyroll it's like separated into different stuff.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, but not mistaken, the My Hero premieres next week, right? May the 4th. Yeah, that's next week, isn't it?
uh yeah, I believe you're right.
That
Let me just
weekend.
double check.
Yep.
um
That Saturday.
yeah,
Yep. Next
yep.
Saturday.
Yeah, so not too long to wait till My Hero comes back, but Demon Slayer doesn't come back until like the following weekend. That's May 12th.
Yeah, the following week after My Hero. Yeah, I think. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Demon Slayer. Even though, like, already been hearing from both of you and the Mongeries that this season is basically just
I'm
another
very
character development season, if you will. But
yeah, I'm very interested because I'm just like it's so short. This one, in my opinion, it's very short. So I'm not sure.
so they might have some anime only stuff in this. Kind of like how they did like
Yeah,
the Rengoku stuff for the Mugen
yeah.
Train. So
That's what I'm wondering if they're gonna feel it. There's going to be some more expounded stuff here, like maybe the author or something came to help
kind
them
of want to
or
build
whatever.
expand upon it a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's what I'm
Because
wondering. Because
it's
I'm just
not
like
like
I
it's
don't
not like
think
it'll break the story if she did want to come add some stuff to it.
yeah. Because I was about to say like the only that I was like my problem with the season is like it's so short that I'm like I don't know if you could do a full season. Like I don't even know
Like,
if
what did
12
you go do?
episodes.
Yeah, no, it's probably you don't even know if we get 12 episodes out of this. Golly.
It's not that long. Like honest, like I'm just saying, like in terms of how animes adapt chapters, I don't
Hmm.
think it would be that long. So I was like,
Yeah.
unless they're about
Well,
to
I can imagine they
add some
probably
stuff,
do a lot of maybe probably do unfortunately, maybe a lot of anime only stuff as well. But as long as they do it good, I don't think the margaritas
it'd
will
be a
be too
problem.
upset
Yeah,
about it. Yeah. As long
but
as it's just done right, and especially if we hear if they do anime only stuff, we find out that the author did come in fact, had her hand in it, like, hey, don't worry, it wasn't just left to the production staff.
yeah, exactly. So
So definitely, but if not mistaken, we're supposed to be getting some more news on that the new season on May the 4th as well though for Demon
oh
Slayer.
okay,
So definitely, once we get that news, we'll definitely relay that information to you guys.
yep. Uh, with all that being said, guys, let me go ahead and take us on out of here. So,
Yep.
as always, appreciate you guys for watching / listening. If you want to stay up to date with us on everything about the council, follow us on our social media. That is at Gurren Otakus on Twitter and at Gurren Otaku Council on everything else. For those that are watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Because just because we hit to 100 doesn't mean you gotta stop fucking with the content, fucking with the
You ain't
boys.
gotta stop
Feel me?
fucking with us. Let's go.
And for those that are on the audio only platforms, if you want to go ahead and come over on YouTube, show us some love by just subscribing. We'd appreciate it. But also, follow us over on your audio platforms, leave some reviews, share it with your family. We really appreciate it. With all that being said, guys, spring is now here. Hope you're enjoying the new shows. Hope you found like some great stuff. We would love to hear if you have. But this is Gurren Otaku Council saying meeting adjourned. Peace out, everybody.